Hi, welcome to my podcast, The Happy Hacker with Ambition. Today is Saturday and I'm running late, but then that's not unusual for me, is it? I am just trying to get a really quick, sneaky little hack in with Eek before I have to go down to Brighton for work, which is it's kind of exciting because it's kind of exciting, kind of sad. So, no, you stay in there. You decide to stay in there. It's Blueberry just trying to come out of the car, and she didn't want to come out. Now she wants to come out when I want to go riding, so she's got to stay there now. Yeah, it's kind of exciting because I haven't seen my boss for months and months, and when you spend 4 long shifts sitting next door to somebody all the time, you kind of miss them when you're not there at work, and I really miss her. So but the thing is, we are both leaving, and we are both leaving on the same day, so it's been an interesting week already this week because Eek managed to pull off her shoe, the nice shoe that our farrier Jessie put back on for us, and she just looked at me and there's a picture that goes around on social media, especially on all the Facebook pages like shit eventers and shit riders and that kind of one, and bleep if you are, sorry about that, but it's the name of the page, and it's a person standing looking at a horse, and their horse is going, I don't wear a shoe on that foot anymore, and you go, yes you do. Anyway, that's kind of how she looked at me, went, I really don't wear one. She'd flip-flopped it again, and Laura had sent me a message when I said to her, no, I can't ride her, it's like a flip-flop. And she went, oh, she's done a really good job of that. I went, yep, really good job on that. So that was that. I had been lunging Indy, which was great. And as it's come up to her 4-week turnaround for her shoes, she was having her shoes done, and it was a thing of, do we put pad supports in for her or do we not put pad supports in for her? Hello gorgeous, that's good of you to stand there. As you know, most of the time I spend most of my time running around chasing Eek, but she just stood there for me. She's getting a bit better. I think probably at 21 she might have just finally decided it's easier. Anyway, so Indy was trimmed up, and to be perfectly frank, there wasn't an awful lot of foot for Jessie to do a lot with, but we did know that she did need doing because she had been uncomfortable, and he had taken the shoe off previously and then seated it. I think that's a technical term. Anyway, made it so it wasn't on the pressure point that she has. Now, what I found really interesting yesterday was that there's absolutely no bruising on her foot underneath, which we had been looking at. There had been a pocket of bruising still that was not great. Jess was really good, very thorough, really thorough. We hoof tested her because after she'd had her feet done, she went a little bit lame. I think that's always going to happen to her because it's always going to be a shock when she has her feet done, because she's still got poor feet because of laminitis. But Jessie asked me to bring her back, so we brought her back, and he hoof tested her. She didn't react at all, and I know what she's like with the hoof testers. If there is a problem at all, she is, because of the issues that she's had in the past, she's hyper reactive to it, and I really don't blame. I mean, I don't blame her. Obviously, Laura, if you're listening to this is not me getting out a treat for Eek. So I was quite pleased with that. I can't see where my brush is. Oh, there it is. So she didn't react at all. She just stood there. So we've kind of left it to see what she's like. There's no heat in her feet. Also, what I should also say to you this week is that she has jumped the electric fencing twice. And I used to, what she does do when she's not feeling 100% and she wants to get out, what she does is run at it. So we put it all in. You're a good girl, aren't you? Put it all around, did it all, and Laura said she was tidying up our dressage arena, grass dressage arena. I'm using that phrase in case Dean's listening. And she said she was in there 1 minute and then the next minute she was out and she jumped it. And we've got metal posts for our electric fencing because obviously we use them all year round. I use them in the winter as well. And we've just found they're a lot better than the plastic ones. We use the plastic ones for around the school and we use the metal ones for everyday work. Anyway, she cleared it, and I mean, that's nearly a metre. There's me jumping 20 centimetres away. So, you know, I think she's been feeling good. Come on, good girl. Anyway, first person to be done yesterday was Iki. Nice shoeing. And Jessie came with another shoe because I've searched and searched and searched. I cannot find her shoe. And we've got a bit of land in our field that is, it gets very waterlogged. They don't normally go in it. It's by the trees. This year they haven't been in it much, but one year I had Iki going, come on, Lifty. Okay, I can't lift. Oh, what have you done to that shoe? Oh, right, I thought you pulled that one then. 1 year, it was every time after she'd been shod, she went in, she went through that, and the suction of the mud, because it's quite deep, pulled her shoes off. It was a nightmare. So that wasn't good. So I reckon it's in there. I wandered everywhere. I'll have to get Michael's metal detector out and start having a look at that and see what that's like. So obviously haven't got a lot of time this morning. Laura has gone off to help. I think it's Euston she's gone to today. The country fair, which is on the Suffolk borders for us. That's not that far. And she has gone to help with the horseboarding again. And it was really interesting. So if you remember, I think it was last week before, I said, yeah, it was week before, I said, oh, I don't know if she misses it. And she said to me that when she was there, parts of her went, oh gosh, I really do miss that. And then there were other parts that she saw and she went, happy to help, don't want to take part anymore. And I thought that that was very revealing because she's got lovely Spike, and of course he's been out cantering about the place and having fun. And Hector was her big... Oh, can you hear that noise? That's what are they things called with the pilots that hang underneath them and they've got a... I know... Iki's stamping her feet because there's flies. Power glider, yeah, is that what they call them? Yeah, anyway, that's coming overhead. There's a field near us, a couple of miles away. There's a group that meets and they do that. So the horses are quite used to it. Mind you, they're quite used to everything flying over us. We get jets, fighter jets and everything. So a little power glider's not going to worry the horses. Right, let's do that. I'm doing up a girth at the moment, in case you're wondering why I'm making strange noises. I've just... Is that a new one? I don't know if that's... Lost the sprayer. So I'm going to have to put something different on her fly repellent wise. I think I've got some fly repellent cream I can put on her legs. There we go, that will keep the fliesies away. And obviously last week, did I say it? I clipped her and It's only in the light of day when you look back and you look at it and I think, I'm not very experienced at clipping. I've a very good friend of mine that I used to work with when I worked many, many years ago, and it is a long time ago now, Belinda. We worked at Grimes Graves for English Heritage. That's a interesting place to work. Anyway, when I was there, Belinda, her horse Rosie had retired, and she said to me, "Oh, I love clipping." I went, "Oh, I hate it." And she came over and she clipped my pony. I'm just cleaning her teeth. Ika's got, she's got very big gaps between her teeth, and when the grass is shorter, the grass collects between her teeth. And my dentist, who is Carrie Massingham, said to me, "You need to really do something about that, Steph. You need to brush them." So I went, "Oh, okay." And I actually do brush her teeth with a human toothbrush. Yes, I do, don't I? She'd look at me as well, completely bonkers. And I just brush the gaps out between the front of her teeth. Obviously, the horse's teeth go right to the back of the mouth. I don't do any of that. But I just adjust what she's actually got from her mouth. Gosh, I'm out of breath already. It's quite warm. Laura, as I said, Laura's gone off. I met Laura as I was driving to the horses, and she went to me, "I'm late." And I thought, yep, so am I. So what I've got to do is I'm going to go for a really quick hack, which I'm really looking forward to, because obviously I haven't been able to ride this week, purely selfishly for my own mental health state, because I know that I will be able to deal with whatever delights are thrown at us with getting hold of lives and camera crews and requests from all the regional political editors. But basically, I'm only going for tonight and for the Sunday morning early programmes. So by the time this gets to go out, don't you dare, it will, I should be home. However, I am driving. You got it? You cheeky monkey. Ika's quite cheeky about putting her bridle on. I am driving down though. One, because it's should take 2 hours less. I say should because obviously there's been some demonstrations on the motorways. So hopefully that's all cleared up now. And also the other thing is that stand still. The other thing is that there is people panic buying because the media put out that some places weren't getting deliveries. People have gone out panic buying, and bless them, when they delivered the car for me yesterday, they said, "We're really sorry we're late." And I thought, well, it's all right, because I can't use the car until 10 o'clock today anyway, because that's when the works insurance starts. And I really didn't mind, but the poor young lad said to me, he said, "I've had to queue for an hour and a half to fill your car up." And he said, and literally what we were doing was just topping it up so we fulfill our contract that it's full. And I felt really guilty. Also, the funny thing about that was that I was colouring my hair at the time, so I was like this mad woman walking out with colour and dye all over her face. But anyway, that's what happened. So Iki is now tacked up and ready, looking, oh, ears back. Why are they back? I don't understand. She never used to be like this. I've never seen your ears back before. Why have you got your ears back? That's Indy's prerogative. Oh yeah, really grumpy. I don't know what I've done to my mares, but honestly, Ike was never like that. Come on, you've got to come. Anyway, so I forgot what I was going to say now. So yeah, so the car is waiting at home. I still got to pack. I've packed my work backpack, which really felt weird because obviously I haven't done that for a very, very long time, because I haven't been back in the newsroom for ages. The week before March 23rd, I was on holiday that week, I think, when lockdown happened, and then since then I haven't been back in the building because our newsroom at Millbank isn't massive, and to do social distancing you can't do it. So it's been interesting. I found it really frustrating to start off with, I really did, but we made a few changes to make things easier for doing the work from home, so like shortening the length of time things were recorded by, which made it easier being in the sticks, that I could upload it and edit it for people. So I've done all of that. It's a lovely morning, but it is mighty warm. And then once I've done this, I picked up a little bit of poo from Laura's, but I reckon she's done it because there really wasn't very much there. Our lovely Michelle, who you know from helping us when we go out to events, is coming to check the ponies for us tomorrow morning. Laura should be home. Laura and I both should be home about the same time tomorrow night. So I will come down then, check the ponies, make sure everybody's all right. I've moved Indy's fencing so that she's, and Laura's redone my electric. Come on, don't let me stand in the water. It's a habit of doing that. She just stands there and goes, all right, you go through the water, Mum, I'll stand here. Oh, I've got to break her. To get into the gate, I've got to break her spider's web, which I hate doing because they spend so long doing that. Come on, girl. Right, here we go. Yeah, so we should be back home, both of us, about the same time. Again, depending on what the weather is, what the traffic is like. Come on. That's Eek tripping over a branch. Don't know where the buffalo... Oh, God, she fell over her own feet. Have you watched Eek running around the field when she's playing and I'm not there? She hasn't got a saddle on. She never falls over. Well, oh no, she does actually. She's quite accident-proof. She's very like me in that respect. Go on, through you go. Go on, through. I think in her mind, Eek would love to be retired, but we've had a really... So earlier on in the day yesterday, we had the vet come, lovely Steph. She came to give them their annual jabs. Come on. And it was great. She listens to their heart, checks them out beforehand, talks to you about the horse. She did all our horses got jabs, so it's been an expensive day yesterday. And she said to me when we were talking afterwards, come on, keenness. She said, oh, do you still ride Eek? And I went, yeah, ride this one, when she's not pulled a shoe off. And she said to me, oh, how old is she? I went, I think we've just seen a deer. I said, oh, she's 21. She went, no. Looking at her, and obviously she didn't open her mouth and have a look in her teeth or anything like that. And she said to me, just looking at her, I thought you'd say she was 12. And I went, well, riding-wise, she is only 11 really, because she was backed at 10, and prior to that she was a wild pony. Laura and I always laugh about it because we go, how did Eek survive in the wild? On the Welsh mountains, in Wales there's a lot of people that breed Arab horses up on the Welsh mountains. She is very jumpy. I never know if it's a good idea to take her out like this, because you sit there and it's like sitting on And you know those little frogs that you used to have on the when you were a kid, and you just push them down and they'd be on a spring and then it would spring up. That is how it's like riding Eek. It's really funny. So I don't know, she's got her ears forward now. As soon as we get on, ears forward, off we go. So she's so that was quite interesting that she said that. She was really, really good with her horses. It was lovely to see her. Everybody's got good hearts. From what she was saying, listening to them, everybody seemed fine. Even Tia at 27, she went, oh no, she's good. And again, she was like, really, 27? But then, you know, as we know, Tia has had a life of luxury and being a paddock pony. And Steph said, yeah, I think if I was a horse, I'd like to be a paddock pony. Oh, we're just falling over. So yeah, that was that. So this has got to be a quick ride, which Eek will be overjoyed at. But I'm not sure which way I'm going to go. It's really funny because Laura said to me, you know you won't have enough time to do that. And I'm thinking, I know I won't, but I really, really want to. So I just think for me, especially when I haven't ridden in the week at all, which is awful, it just makes me feel so much happier. So much happier. Anyway, we're off. We're having a look. We're going to go, I think we'll go this way first because this is spooky heaven, isn't it? Yeah, you're spookier on this one. She feels nice anyway. See if we can get a little trot out of her in a minute. I'm trying. Oh look, there's a stick. Yeah, that's going to get me. It's like a crocodile. It's not a crocodile. Spook at it every time. Right, come on, let's get a move on. Let's get shifty. Off we go. Right, having a little bit of a trot. Right, with Eek, you have to really put your legs on her, push her forward. Otherwise, you sit there going, is she lame? Is she not lame? But she's got a habit of moving in a certain way. It's really pretty. Good girl. Oh, goodness me, choke up. What they've been doing is stuffing the hay. So in the shelter, I've got, that's interesting. Oh my God, we're just tripping over something. Pick your feet up, come on. Come on, get over it. It doesn't mean faster, it means bigger step. That's better. When she trots out like this, I sit there and think, I really should be taking her to dressage still. But I'd have to wear spurs to get this kind of trot. She really hates it. I just did too much with her. But we have given her a bit of a break, so perhaps I will start taking her out during the winter as well. Swap between her and Indy. Walk. There we go, right, we're just going through. Just give her back a head. Now, stretch the reins down, but obviously with it, not too much because we just trod on the back of our overreach boots and nearly fell over. I thought I'd put overreach boots on because obviously she has caught the shoe somehow, and that's why she'd made it. She'd pulled it slightly, and obviously, you know, they have their mad moves around the fields. You just have to watch them. They think when you're not looking, and that's obviously what she's done. She'd caught it slightly and then decided to go for a trek around the wet bit, and it had been suctioned off because when I looked at it, I think I rode on Monday. She was all right on Monday. It wasn't ideal, but it was on and its shoe wasn't loose, so it was all right. And I was going to get Jessie to put it back on, you know, tying up the clenches when we'd come back on. Right, we're going to go around the spooky bit. Oh my God, I've never seen that bit before in my life. It's so spooky. With the changing the season. Now is the equinox, they say, so the daylight hours are nearly the same as the darkness hours, which brings, I don't like it. I love spring. Spring is my favourite season. I don't mind autumn, but it's getting everything ready for winter, isn't it? I mean, Laura and I were looking at rugs and things yesterday, and we were looking at a certain make of rug because it's got a thicker nylon outer shell, which, that's a bit dangerous, which means that if it chucks it down with rain, the horses, even if they're in a zero rug, we're going this way. Just look where you're going though, because I don't know where that stump is. There it is. It'll keep them dry. Now, we used to always have Premier Equine rugs, and my friend Piglet also always has had Premier Equine rugs for her horses. And it's always that bite the bullet, can you really afford to buy that really expensive Premier Equine rug? And lo and behold, without much of a fanfare, they have changed from being 1,200 denier outer to a 600 denier outer. Now, the price hasn't gone down, and I know things have gone up, but that makes it then actually not such a good choice to make. So I'm going to go with this other brand, which for the life of me I can't remember how you pronounce it, but anyway, I've got to get Indy a zero rug because that's one she hasn't got, and then I'm going to buy their inners, their linings, and I'm going to get Eek. Last year we used Indy Shire lining in her Premier Equine rug, which is of the older one, which was the last one of the oldest I got new last year, because I've clipped Eek already, but it's the best chance I get for Eekie to lose weight because we're on such good grass, we've got excellent hay, and basically that's all they get fed. In the mornings at the moment, Tia has her blue chip maintenance, and she has that. Everybody has a little bit of dried mint because they lick the bowls for that. So if you end up having to put, with India, I have to keep thinking, will I need to put any medication in her bowl? But obviously at the moment there's nothing going. She hasn't been on anything for ages and ages and ages. But they lick the bowls then, and then they just take that. That's the easiest way to get it into them. And then they have some of these NAF treats in the bowls, which I just break up. They're brilliant because one treat can break up into 3 pieces, and I bulk buy them, and they get delivered to my door, and that's brilliant. So that's how I've done that, and that's what they've been eating. But obviously tomorrow they're not going to get mollycoddled, as Laura would say, by me giving them that because I won't be here, and I think it's unfair to ask Shell to do that. So they'll just get their grass that's out there and some hay in the evening, which Shelley's going to do. I've given India a whole bundle of hay today already, tipped some water down over it just to dampen it down. We've been really lucky. Our hay is so good quality that it just doesn't get dusty. Well, it's because it's stored well, it's cut right at the right time, and it's stored well, and that's all down to Dean and Laura doing it. And all I do is just like try and, although Laura will laugh at me and say not very well, try and stack it, which is hard work for an old bird like me. But anyway, so this is what we're doing. We're on our way back. Obviously I did stop recording halfway through this, it isn't that short. Just walking her back now to slow her down, cool her off so she's not turned out all. I have to say she has kept her ears forward the whole way. We're now getting to the bit where the tree stump is, and we're going to have a little jump. Yeah, ears on that, neck is on that, curl around my leg. So that's nice, she's done that. And then I'm just, oh, what's wrong with you now? Just emergency stop. Oh, we're back on our hocks. I don't know what's wrong. What can you see? Woohoo. I don't know, Mummy, but it's, I think I'll just jog now. So for me, what I have to keep remembering is keep my hands low when something like that happens and my legs on, which is good practice. I mean, Eek and Indy are completely different to ride. Eek is always like 100% looking at something else, about to jump at something, falling over her own feet. And Indy at the moment is feeling good and looking for an opportunity when I'm not concentrating to go, let's just go for a buckaroo, Mum, because I've learned how to do that and that's really good fun. Obviously really looking forward. Ken is coming soon to come and check on her back and everything, and Eek, so another expensive Friday. And we will see whether she's done anything. I don't think she's done anything to her back with all her buckaroos, because when I'm grooming Indy, and you're talking about Pony used to pull horrific faces when she was brushed, and I put any kind of pressure on her spine, she's not doing anything. So, and she's doing her stretches really well, again with the NAF treats. So little NAF treat, one NAF treat, does the stretches round to each side and between the legs, and then one for good. So they do really well. I'm really pleased with them. I don't, I feel a bit guilty because I don't do that with Tia, but then Tia, I've never done anything like that with Tia. Tia does what Tia wants as the matriarch of the field. We just do what Tia wants, really. Yeah, we've stopped being quite so stupid now. Anyway, haven't seen the fox for ages round here, little fox family. And yesterday the deer were really barking, but now they're not. That's so. Thanks, Eek. That's good. Just let people know you are actually here. There you go. You can hear. Eek does this all the time. Eek's quite. Right, don't fall over. There's a little dip that we go down. Honestly, I say little. If you evented, you'd think that was just nothing. But anyway, but we had managed to fall down that before now. Here we go. And here we go. And this is the complete differentness to what my life is going to be like later on. And whoa, and whoa. Good girl. Oh, off we get. It's a long way down. Do you know, Eek's 14.2. And my old horse, Joey, was 15.2 on a good day with heels. But I think now when I leap on the Eek, I go, oh, it's a really long way down. And it isn't at all because she's tiny. Pony, aren't you? Yeah, come on. Let's go. So here we go. Lovely girl, aren't you? I love it when she does that because I think she thinks she's worked really hard. But that's not. But that has made such a difference to me. That's made me into such a happy person now. And it was interesting, I was listening to Horse and Hound podcast. You really should go along, any provider you can get that on. Oh, you can also get my podcast on YouTube now, because I have worked out with the help of a very good friend of mine, Joseph Israel. He critiques my podcasts as well and the quality of them. And I keep trying to say that I like it. I like the podcast to be a little bit rough around the edges. Come on, because I think it gives a bit more authenticity to it. But you see, Joseph is an award-winning, I can say now she nearly fell over again, an award-winning voiceover artist. And I used to work with him many years ago at the BBC. And our job there was to listen to quality of output of the files for people filing all around the world for correspondence. So, we would listen to the quality of it, and of course it's very difficult for somebody who's got your ears tuned into that to ever turn them off. Anyway, I'm coming back. Everybody looks gorgeous and really chilled out, actually. So it's a lovely way to leave everyone today. I'm just going to walk Kiki back, brush her off, do her stretches, make Indy do a couple of stretches, and then I've got to get a wiggle on because I've got to go and pick my mum's newspaper up on, I'll say that again, I've got to go and pick my mum's newspaper up from the local post office, deliver that to her, check that she's going to be okay for the weekend, and get home, get a shower, pack my bag and get in the car and go. So Blueberry's not come out of the car. She'll probably want to come out of the car now as I want to leave, so I'll let her have a bit of a run round. She's already been out in the back garden. Tia's tucking into the hay that I got out for Iki, so that's all right. And off we go. Yeah, there's Donny. Oh, there's Spike. I couldn't see Spike. He was right in the hedge. He loves blackberries. Every time I drive past in the morning, he's in the hedge picking blackberries. It's really funny. I don't know what that does to his sugar levels, but must do something. Hector's just looking supreme and in charge and boss of all that he surveys. Donny's moving Pixie Pony. Indy's nearly stuffed all that hay. I don't believe it. Gosh, that's all she does. She hoovers food. She really does. And Tia's just looking really great. Thank you. Did you enjoy that? Oh, it is back again. Come on. So, just take my gloves off. It's a bit of a wander back to the stables. Quick brush down. Tia, you're in the way. You're going to have to move over. When Jessie was shoeing Indy yesterday, Tia kept getting in the way. Looking at me going, but I'm the boss. Good girl. Right, just take her bridle off. Give her a little thing. Oh, she's actually mouthed up. That's good. Okay, mouthed up. What does that mean, Steph? That means that on the sides of her mouth there is, you kind of want that. It makes them a little bit like a dribble on the side of the mouth. I know it sounds disgusting, but that means they've accepted the bit. They're content with it in their mouth and happy with the pressure that you've put on them as well. So that's quite good. It's just, are you going to move forward a bit? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. All right, you stay there. Anyway, thank you for coming along with me. Not such an exciting podcast this week. I don't think it's been exciting for a couple of weeks, has it? Aim is to get back and sort out Indy and just get on with it, really. Probably what I will do is just put the old body protector on, take her out with Laura and just get on with it and see what happens. She did try a bit of oh, she's lost the other shoe. Oh, I don't believe it. Is that what you did when you fell over? There's no point nudging me. You're going to have no shoes on, aren't you? Right, I'm going to have to ring Jessie. Well, there you go. This is why horses cost you so much money. When she tripped, she obviously caught her. Oh, I feel a terrible rider now, although I know it happens on cross-country courses. Oh, dear me. Right. Jessie's not going to believe it. She's never been this bad. Oh, dear. That's incredible. Let's look at your foot. I thought you'd trodden on. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. Yeah, she's also managed to take a great big chunk of her foot out as well. Okay. I'll just send that to a picture in. Anyway, Oh, the joys of horsey owning. Right, I should put her flying mask on. Anyway, I am the happy hacker, less happy than I was when I first set off on my hack because Iki managed to, oh, you're so gorgeous, aren't you? Managed to lose a shoe. I despair. I am the happy hacker. Please talk to all your friends about Happy Hacker. Like, share, comment. As I said, also available on all good podcast outlets, Google and Spotify, and loads of them, all of them, as well as now available on YouTube. Thank you very much for listening.